Hey everybody, it's your online singing coach back again today with a new reaction. I've been wanting to see what Putri Ariani's been up to post America's Got Talent. And I see here that she recently performed Hero with Alan Walker.
Okay guys, without further ado, we are going to get into the video. So guys, we're here with more Putri. It has been a while. I am here with the performance of Hero with Alan Walker that you guys have very much been requesting.
Hey guys, Lucy here with another reaction to Putri Ariani, our beautiful angel. And yeah, without further ado.
Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. Terima kasih udah klik video ini. Jumpa lagi di Ado Reaction. Kita lanjut lagi reaksi variator luar negeri yang mereaction Putri Ariani lor. Tidak ketinggalan di video ini pun seperti biasa juga gue kasih tag bahasa Indonesia biar kita sama-sama ngerti dan paham apa yang dikomentari mereka tentang Putri Ariani. Tanpa banyak basa-basi lagi, langsung kita gas ke videonya. Check it out.
This is utter perfection. And the orchestra, oh my gosh. And she just sounds so gorgeous in those breathy, quiet tones. Man,
You leave me in the dark. I'm stumbling around like I'm a question mark. Wondering if you're around to catch me if I fall.
Wow, makeup's on point.
Will you let me jumpstart my heart? I need some
damn.
before the sun goes down. Who's gonna save me?
Oh,
Getting excited with that crescendo there. But yes, there's already a lot to comment on here. I love, first of all, that there's a full orchestra on stage for this. That teeny tiny opening line that they did was so beautiful. There's nothing like a live orchestra. Putri, again, looks like a rock star. I love how she really... You can tell that Putri loves to dress up for her performances, and she rocks those outfits. The fringed vest on top, woo! The makeup, she's just the red. She looks amazing. Fun to see both her and Alan Walker on stage together. I love how Putri in this beginning section really taps into the light, ethereal nature of the original vocal by Sasha Alex Sloan. Very pure, pristine, breathy, delicate, youthful, all of these lovely sensations happening in the vocal here. Now, the hardest part in this vocal melody is this big pop up to the F. Who's gonna save me now? Of course, Putri made it sound effortless. She gave it a tiny little slide down. Who's gonna save? That is classic Putri. I've talked about some of Putri's vocal isms. That's one of the ones she likes to use, is the slide there. Then she started to grow on this Some Kind of Hero, and I'm really excited to hear this next section. But I wanted just to go back a tiny bit to really admire how the orchestra is moving along with the two featured artists here. It's just very, very powerful and moving. Will you let me jumpstart my heart? I need some.
Oh, her breathy tone right now.
Who's gonna save me?
oh.
Some kind of hero I can't breathe.
Yes.
Hoping you're here to rescue me.
Beautiful.
Before the sun goes down. Yes. Who's gonna save me now?
Wow, that made me so curious for when she puts out an album one day, probably one day soon. I'm so curious to hear like how it's gonna sound. She's so adaptable as well, and she's so flexible with her voice because she covers so many things, and she's able to display a range so well and to use a tone so varied. I just wonder how it's gonna sound when we like get a bunch of her own songs. Like, oh, I'm so curious to hear the tone and the sounds that come from her, because she can do so many different things and she can really like etch into different genres. But that was lovely. I loved the control that she displayed throughout that that song, that breathiness, the way her tone came through, the way she like had to hit sharp, like quick notes. It was just lovely. I quite enjoyed it.
I'm really digging the sound. It's so different from everything I've heard from her. But these instrumentals together with the beat, like when the beat comes in, oh, that's so freaking good.
It's in my muscle memory, I'm pretty sure. I feel this energy, there's something in your touch.
Yes.
Something reminding me of us.
Lots of momentum happening in this past section. Putri loves to sing with dynamic range, and I love that so much about her performances. In some of these phrases that we just heard, she went from full, big, passionate singing back to that light, breathy tone, back to the big, passionate singing, back to the light, breathy tone. She switches back and forth so fast, and both those dynamic levels have such a pleasing impact on the listener. The light, breathy, delicate is like, ah, and then the big, passionate vocals are like, oh. Of course, I'm hearing more of some of Putri's isms that I've talked about before. She loves to use a cry sound at the end of some of her phrases, like on the need someone, right there, that cry sound. I always love it when Putri does that. I also just love her full belted tone, like on the will you lift me up, that phrase. That is Putri's power voice, and the tone is just incredible. I love the tone. There's a little bit of a vibrato. There's a little bit of, mask. There's a little bit of mixed voice in there, but there's a richness that's a little bit heavier, a little more chesty. It's a really lovely blend of different sensations, different resonances happening in her voice. And I noticed here, okay, it's not a full orchestra, but it's a nice number of strings there on stage. And I love some of the things they're doing. I love how the orchestra is doing little answers to Putri's phrases. Been here before, ew. Those answers. Love this growth in the second verse. And then it was that second chorus where Putri did a lot more of the strong, belted power mama vocals. But like I said, she was like flipping back and forth. She'd go very, very light and airy and ethereal for some of the higher parts, and then she'd be right back down in that full voice. Let's listen to that second chorus one more time.
I feel this energy, there's something in your touch. Something reminding me of us. Will you lift me up? Jumpstart my heart. I need someone before the sun goes down.
Wow, she sounds so good.
Wow, this was something. Oh my gosh, I love that. I loved it so much. I can't. Wow, Putri.
Oh, keren loh ya. Reaksi dan komentar para reaktor ini sangat-sangatlah luar biasa loh ya. Sangat bermutu sekali ya, sangat memotivasi Putri Ariani dan sangat membanggakan suara dari Putri Ariani. Memang kita juga memang tahu Putri Ariani memang suaranya memang dahsyat dan cara bernyanyi lain dengan artis atau penyanyi lainnya lur ya. Didengarnya terasa indah dan sangatlah luar biasa lur ya. Pokoknya kita dukung terus Putri Ariani lur. Sekian reaction dari gua kali ini. Kurang lebih gue minta maaf. Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh.